I'm going to talk about the text, Who Still Believes in the American Dream? I'm going to start out with a short summary, and then I'm going to talk about the second question, which is I'm going to analyze the text and some of the different statements that people give. And then at the end, I'm going to talk about this statement that Robert AMC Anderson stated. So, I'm going to start out with the summary now. Who still believes in the American dream? Well, the text is about, it starts out with a guy with a camera going down into Yazoo, Mississippi. And he's talking with a couple of kids on the street, playing on the street. And they want to talk to him because he has a camera and he wants to talk. So they treat him like a rock star. And they talk a bit about the American dream and what they want from the American dream and what they think. And without skipping a beat, some of them answer that they want wealth and fame, and they would obtain it from sports, for example, NFL or NBA, or they would gain the money and the fame from hip hop. So it's very much like free. They wanna either play sports for a living or just have fun and rap. And although the adults sitting in the yard next to a grill, they didn't really think about the American dream. They think it's dead because they haven't gotten the fame and the money, even though they're old now or at least grown up. And then he speaks a little about how a few conversations and a lot of them think that the American dream is dead because the others broke it, or politicians fucked it up. And when it comes to the others, it is only references. The only reference there really is people from across the border, so Mexicans or immigrants. And even though none of the Americans he talked with were rude, that still kept something. That still did something to the opposing scene. And then there were a couple of statements from some people. For example, her statement was to have a family, to give them a proper home, and to be able to provide them a proper education. And that is her example on what the American dream is, or at least what her American dream is. And then there's this guy, his statement is to have money, raise a family, to be safe. And he states, I was born a mile from here in Jersey. I don't want my child to face what I have faced. I want the best for him and my wife. And then there are a couple more people. For example, I'm just gonna take her and then we're gonna move on. The American dream is dead because we don't have any values anymore. People only care about personal. I can't read that right now. About things, about money, not happiness. Happiness comes from caring about others, about family, and about communities. I cared for and burned. I cared for and buried most of my family, and it has cost me, but it has been worth it. And then we can take, for example, the homeless guy. He says I'm guessing he's homeless, because he says, I have nothing, but I am free. I'm free because I have God and I can pray. And then there's this man. He was mentioned earlier in the text too. But he's out fishing with his son, and they go up and talk to him, and he says, I'm living the American dream. I have a job, a family, and my son goes to a great school, and if he works hard enough, he can get any job he wants. And then there are a couple of more. For example, this older man. What Martin Luther King said 50 years ago: the right to live, liberate, and the pursuit of happiness, regardless of your skin color. We still fight for that now. We still watching our children killed needlessly for nothing. So he still believes that he's still saying the American dream is still dead, because we still see people dying, and young black kids dying for nothing. And there are a lot of more statements. And we'll just take this. This guy. His statement is, to be free, there has been no American dream for me. I am a Native American born on a reserve, and my people's freedom has been taken away before, and my freedom taken away, and I have been thrown in jail. So that's in his statement. He also doesn't believe in the American dream. Then there is the analysis, and I would say there are some people who do believe in the American dream. An example of that is him. He is from Mexico. He crossed the border to live and protect his family and have a good family. So he worked, and he's happy about it. He says, I'm living in America, and I'm living the American dream. I have a job, a family, and my son goes to a great school. So he clearly believes in the American dream by saying, yeah, he believes in it. Although others, like this girl, she says, I don't believe in the American dream anymore. Nothing comes by just being here. You got to focus on bettering yourself and your family. By hard work and education, be yourself, be true to you. Not to some dream, but you. And what would be stated still there is the American dream isn't, or at least what we've talked about and what some people state is, the American dream isn't really by just being there, you get something. You have to work hard for it, and you have to better yourself and educate yourself to be able to do stuff and get money from it. So I wouldn't know if she just doesn't believe it's because of a dream. She just wants it to be herself, not some dream gets who that gets her to her focus point. And so that was an example of someone who believed in the American dream and someone who doesn't. Then there is the statement by Robert McAdams. And the statement is, the American dream has long gone. The American dream is long gone. Politics have ruined it, broken our values, sold out to folks with money who only care about themselves. Nobody cares about anyone who works with their hands anymore. We got to get this country straight again before it all keeps siphoning down into hell. And because we need to discuss it, I'm gonna use my own opinions, but I'm also gonna talk out from the text. What I've seen and what I've been told and what I've read is a lot of Mexicans come to America to work, and they work with their hands. So, from what he says, nobody cares about anyone who works with their hands anymore. I don't think that's true. I think he's kind of saying that no one cares about the Americans working with their hands if they can just pay a Mexican a bit less, and the same amount of work would be done in the same amount of time or even shorter time. Because I don't think the American dream is gone, or at least on some points I don't. Because yes, mass production is a really big thing, but also there are some points where you're building a house or you're getting someone to build something for you. People don't value the same amount of hand and skill it takes to do something anymore. But I've seen multiple cases of Mexicans versus Americans where they work and the Mexicans are better and faster. So it would make sense to hire more Mexicans instead of hiring a lot of Americans who would do the work slower and worse and so resulting in you would have to pay more money. So if that is what he's going on about, that would be like dumb, because yes, you're supposed to hire people who need jobs, but if the Mexicans need jobs and they're better at it, it's purely skill they get in on. And selling things out to people who only care about themselves, it has become a lot harder to make a small business in America, because you have to hit hard with the idea and become big quickly, or else it'll just fail. And I just noticed how much time I've used, so I'm gonna cut it off now.